Any shoutouts? Nope, we're good. We're all caught up on everything. Alright, then let's just dive in game and cast some StarCraft 2 in the top left-hand side. Our blue Terran player in this finals is going to be HeroMarine, taking on the red Protoss in the bottom right-hand corner. We have got ourselves a Neeb. Alright, let's find someone to follow on the ops cam and enjoy this best of 5 final today. Hope you guys have had a good stream with me. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the follow button if you don't already follow. We're on the slow road to 100,000 followers here on Twitch. So help us out with that if you can, as otherwise we are just about ready to go. Help Indy's here because I am on his cam and he's very not moving at the moment. Neeb starting this series off aggressively. Pylon in his opponent's natural expansion. Looks like he's going to get a second gateway up here pretty much straight away, and that's going to be his plan to kickstart this series. Get aggressive, get in HeroMarine's face, and try and throw HeroMarine off from what he is typically going to be comfortable with. So, funnily enough, we actually saw this a little bit earlier on today. You guys were watching one of our earlier series. Max Pax, in the early rounds when he was a big favorite, did a proxied second gateway and put a hell of a lot of pressure on with it. We'll see how well HeroMarine can cope with this. As I've got to say, guys, recently Neeb has been looking good. He's really stepped up a little bit as of late. It's been very fun to watch him play. Because it's to me, Neeb was kind of, you know, he even announced he's stepping down from full-time SC2 and stuff, but I feel like he's almost been looking better than he has in a long time lately, and that's obviously very cool to be able to say, right? Factory coming up, and just going to be seeing how Stalkers are producing. So CC in the base, obviously a very good start from HeroMarine, and that's going to allow him to at least defend just on one base, which minimizes what you can do with these early units of Neeb. Just going to be seeing how Stalker going to start pressing up the ramp. So just going to move on forward, just going to get up here. I'm just going to be having the supply depot starting to take a couple pings. Marine gets pushed back. And the SCV is going to continue to take some damage as well. It's just going to be having our... I mean, like I say, a little bit of pings and pongs, but there's not really much you can do, right? You can pick away at a structure, chip away at an SCV if it comes in to repair it, but then other SCVs come to repair it. I mean, you're going to cause annoyances here. You're not going to really deal a lot of damage because it's one base. Well, there's an expansion, but it's all being placed on one base. If this was a low-ground expansion, that's when the trouble arrives. Oh, he forces the Unpower on the mine with the probe, but then the probe gets targeted down. And that's just annoying because then it means the Widow Mine is still active, and you don't want that Widow Mine to go off on a Stalker. That's just way too expensive. You kill off the SCV on the other side of the map, and he will begin to expand. But yeah, I mean, just very good initial defense here from HeroMarine. Puts himself into a great starting position for this game because the investment from Neeb has really not gone very far at all. So depth continues over. These couple extra Marines are about to finish up. And we're just going to have our Stargate about halfway done right now as well. As those few Stalkers will chip away at the depot. Depth commits, gets hit by the Widow Mine. As we're going to see a few Stalkers continuing to fire away at those Marines, and just going to be seeing our Stargate about to finish up. So that will complete the Viking and the tank still in production. And just going to be seeing a couple extra Stalkers continuing out right now from Neeb as well. So all that coming through. The Phoenix is about halfway done. And again, just on we go for the moment here as we get settled down into this game number 1. Yeah, Neeb just trying to contain as long as possible, right, with these Stalkers and so on. But just how long can you really sit here for? There's a point at which this just doesn't really matter at all. Whoa! I don't even see who that is because your name didn't show up. Just your name didn't show up, but the big thing did, and the noise did. Oh, just disappointed. Thank you so much for the 10,000 bits, making it to the Monday finals and hosting. Actually, I will not lie. It's been a long time since I casted a weekly cup finals. I think it's kind of a bad habit I've gone into. Thank you so much for the 10,000 bits. Once again, making the things rain, the resources rain here as the tank goes down. HeroMarine trying to fight down to his low ground. I mean, loses a tank, losing SCVs as he does this. The Phoenix should be able to lift the tank before the shot goes off, and now the tank will be killed pretty quickly. We lift the Widowmine with the Phoenix as well. Phoenix getting targeted. Widowmine, well, actually, the Widowmine had already fired, so that didn't matter too much as the Stalkers continue to fight here. HeroMarine is going to clean this up. Neeb is going to have to be pushed back. Another Marine getting picked off there also. It's going to be seen how Stalkers are going to keep on pressuring. The four of them together can still do okay. There's a Raven here now as well. I think this should finally be HeroMarine able to properly expand and focus on that. That was a pretty big trade out on either side. That was pretty notable to say the least as the Mules continue to drop down and just going to be seen our Marines continue to press forward as well. The tank here going to fight the Stalkers. One of the Stalkers going to take a pretty big hit. Raven is still there and just going to be seen it dropping an auto turret down to help out. The Phoenix will take a bunch of damage, so lifts the tank though. Widowmine then hits the Phoenix, that drops the tank back down, and now it feels as though Neeb has lost way too much committing to this. Because now you've lost these Phoenix multiple times over, right? This isn't just gateway units to deal damage, it's also the Phoenix cannon. 4 Phoenix have died, resources lost is on HeroMarine's side. The one thing gained is that Neeb is up 13 workers, so his work count is brilliant. But is his tech being reset so much? Is that just too expensive? Is that just too much of a problem? Yeah, maybe. Very, very possibly is. I was just going to be seeing the setup continuing. Just going to be having the the reactor coming up on the factory and all of that getting going. Here's the Phoenix coming through. A Marine just going to get picked off already. And that extra gate's just going to be coming online right now as well. I mean, Widowmine going to get a Phoenix kill. Oh man, gets a second one as well with the second mine. That's so brutal. I mean, that's really, really rough to have the mines just firing like that and get so much done. It's going to be seen our Temple Archives is coming online. Getting that start as charge and +1 armor continuing through. Phoenix is going to lift up a Marine over here. Artifacts load up and away they go. A bit of drop in action from HeroMarine, try and get some damage done. Try and bounce back a little bit in this game, number 1. We do have the Zealots going to work their way up that left-hand side. I mean, no charge just yet, but a counterattack at least in the works from Neeb, so always good to have that as an opportunity and something you can potentially go for. So that is good to see. Now Phoenix pinging away on the medevacs, and we're going to come through here now and grab a couple of Marines as well, so they will get shot down. Now these medevacs going to come around this side, and we will have the Marines unloading. And a bunch of probes going down. 8 workers already dropping. As now we're going to load up and head in towards the main base here, and just going to unload a Widowmine and a few Marines just going to go in after these probes. Zealots charging forward, another Marine Marauder all being hunted down. Medevac says what they can. I mean, HeroMarine's just fully across the map though, and Neeb just can't hold on against that force. His counterattack will not do anything meaningful. And just lost too much. Just to know that it works. That'd be nice just to know if it was working properly. Hang on. Let's see if it will actually replay itself this time. Oh, it's just really small at the top. Oh. It's just off the screen. Why is it off the screen? Okay, I'm going to have to fix that. We'll figure it out, guys. We'll figure it out. Alright, for now, HeroMarine leads 1-0 in the bottom right corner. He's the blue Terran player. And like I say, lead 1-0 in this best of 5 final, looking to add another ESL Open Cup to his name. As in the top left, Neeb, our red Protoss, trails in the series, but let's see if he can indeed fight back and show some surprises. Like I say, I feel like Neeb's been kind of strong lately. Better than expected. So excited to see what he can do, as we do have the probe of Neeb heading now down to the bottom right-hand corner of the map. Away goes the probe. Run, run, little probey. Gonna go explore the bottom right of the map. We're not gonna build a proxy though this time, are we, Neeb? We're not gonna do the same thing twice. This is what I'm just suddenly thinking. Pride, a map we don't see a lot of the time, but best of fives obviously bring out these kind of maps a little bit more often. Pride's a big map. I think a lot of the time, Protoss players are meant to kind of like Pride. Good base layout for them. Full gold base if they can get to is kind of nice as well. Just a lot that Protoss players generally love to work with, and again, just tough for the Templars to really do much against it. It's actually going to be a gold to start out with from Neeb, so he's going to be a little bit kind of crazy on the start, but look at this. HeroMarine's going to come across and scout it straight away, so no surprise from HeroMarine. He knows exactly what he's playing against from the very start of the game, and he's going to be able to adjust accordingly. We'll bunker up next to that Nexus immediately. And that's going to be a little bit rough, because obviously now you're going to have to defend this with units coming in from the upper left-hand base. And there's going to be a bunker there, and HeroMarine will be able to get a Reaper into it and stop the mining for quite a bit of time. So HeroMarine will be happy with this start, I'm sure, as there goes the Reaper to go and get involved on the bunker. He's going to be seeing the Reaper chasing the probe around, and the probe to the top side is gonna be killed. Boom! Bang! And the probe is gone. As we clean that out. Gonna see the couple of Reapers there shooting down that first battery. The fact you have to build double battery here almost makes you wonder if this is a worthwhile base to take at all at this point. I mean, batteries will continue to heal these probes as the Reapers have their fun. Oh, probe that's actually out of range as well gets shot down, so that dies pretty quickly. And yeah, Reaper's just going to get out, obviously alive. We attempt to salvage the bunker. Oh my god, it actually gets salvaged as well. That's brutal, because it was like dead when it was that final Stalker shot went off on it. I thought it might have even burned down in that time, but nope, it gets salvaged. Some money back from HeroMarine. And now we're going to have two Reapers trying to fight a Stalker, as that grenade misses, but we have a way out. And these Reapers should be safe to escape for the moment as we now build into Hellions. I mean, I love Hellions in this scenario because there's no real easy way for Neeb to cover all of his mineral lines from Hellions. There's almost always going to be some kind of an opening, and I think that's what HeroMarine is playing around, the idea of he should be able to find something at the very least at some stage of this. Well, two Hellions and two Reapers will scout the left side and obviously run up in toward the main, it would seem. We've got two more Hellions finishing. Are they just going to run for the natural expansion? And when I say natural, obviously I mean the gold base expansion. It's not really the natural, but the first base we took. I think we have 3 probes going down, 4, 5. Yeah, well, that's already pretty successful. We can, with the Reapers and Hellions together, shoot through the battery. Super battery pops. The other Hellions were on the front of the gold base, but it looks like they won't find too much opportunity, so 6 workers, still not bad from HeroMarine, who's just the one dealing some damage here, and these two Hellions look like they want to try and get lucky, but the Reaper's going to come back in as well. Oh my goodness, they're all alive as they hit the mineral line. Oh no. Oh, nice catch. The probes there at least do block for a while, but he's going to get over here. 2 probes dead. Good grenade on the units to slow them down. And good effort. 4 more probes going down at the end, and the Reaper's still alive. Maybe some further scouting here as the game continues. Again, just an annoyance at this stage. Just an additional little something just to be as annoying as possible and just to not let this up. Which is kind of crazy at this point, as we do see more probes continuing to be pinged down as well. Man, this has been a very successful set of harassment from HeroMarine, who, behind this, stim about to be done, combat shields on the way. And, well, you know, you look at the worker count, 4 worker lead is obviously very good for a Terran when a Protoss player is meant to be 6, 7 workers ahead. What I also want to point out is look at the army supply, but also look at the upgrades. The blink is so late from what it would usually be, and that's the real devastation of this opening that, you know, of HeroMarine and what he's done to Neeb. He's slowed down Neeb's tech in a huge way, and he's got stim and combat done pretty much. As blink is almost done now, I mean, he's just going to be able to come down this ramp, and these Stalkers, they don't have stim yet, blink yet. If HeroMarine knew that, he'd probably be able to just stim on them and kill them all. I mean, now he's got Medivacs, he might stim. I mean, Blink's still not done, he just doesn't see that. He's just going to go up the map and he's going to force these Stalkers to walk back. So now you're going to have Stalkers defending. And Stalkers don't like to defend, they like to chip away at units as they move across to the other side. They like to be in control. They're going to be anything but in control here this time around. So, yeah, not great as the Bioforce will strike. I mean, the good news here for Neeb is he's got double battery to support him, so that is nice, because that means it's very difficult to break this position. We're going to boost around and go elsewhere, but he's been spotted. The single Marine was actually a pretty big deal, because he went back to get that single Marine. I think that's what allowed him to be spotted there. In the end, he just unloads, and he's going to try and keep this as a tricky situation. And he's actually going to slide past the army of Neeb as it moves through. Wow. Maybe you can actually get something done there now. He's going to walk into the watchtower, so... yeah, I mean, I think Neeb had fairly good coverage, but walking through the center pretty much guarantees Neeb gets to see what's going on. As Neeb is going to go counterattack with these Stalkers, well... okay, Neeb, but you better get something really important done here. I mean, there's not a lot of units, but SCV pulling a few bio units can actually do a lot in scenarios like this. Yeah, pull a few SCVs, couple Marauders. We blink on top of the Marauders. That definitely helps. But now we've got to recall home because he realizes this is only going to get worse for him. And there's got to be an attack coming somewhere. Well, it's on the actual natural expansion, which is obviously only just now coming online with the third Nexus of the game. And, well, yeah, there we go. That goes down. I'm just going to turn this Bioforce to the ramp where he's going to fight Stalkers, having to push up a ramp, so not all the Stalkers can fight. HeroMarine is going to micro, and HeroMarine is going to control this engagement as he just pulls back, holds the high ground. In a way, Neeb almost doesn't want to run up here, so why run up here? Well, because you don't want HeroMarine to go running up into the main base, and then you have to fight up an even more narrow choke point. HeroMarine's going to make the dive right now. He's going to go for it. There's not a lot of units here. The sentry was there, but he lifted up, so he didn't have to deal with the sentry. Beautiful play from HeroMarine. GG, and it's a 2-0 lead for our German Terran player looking for yet another ESL Open Cup EU. Get into the loading screen at least. As we have got in the bottom left-hand corner, the blue Terran player from Mouse Sports, leading 2-0. It is HeroMarine. Up against the red Protoss, top right-hand corner. Give it up for Neeb. Map 3 of this best of 5. As we will see just how this is going to go. Neeb has just not really had pretty starts a lot of the time, right? It's been a little bit ugly at times. It's been a little bit weird, a little bit wonky. And he tried to make it weird that last game. He tried to take the gold base. HeroMarine scouted it straight away, and that's the issue. HeroMarine's getting the information he needs so quickly in these games. He's just hardcore shutting down what Neeb is trying to do. And yeah, the same game one, you know? Proxy Gate does nothing at all because HeroMarine's got a high ground expo, and yeah, Neeb's just already in trouble from there, and HeroMarine plays really well around it. Let's see if anything can happen to turn this around, because so far, it's just really not been a pretty situation at all. T-Bot's going to drop down, and the SCV will continue to chase the probe over here. Another SCV coming in as well. And that probe going to be taking a nibble, and SCVs continue to go in after it. And the probe just get pushed out as the command center drops down on the natural. Gets that up and rolling. Active build on that back. Stargate is coming up on the side of Neeb and just going to have the Nexus. And it's going to be finishing shortly. Third CC coming in from HeroMarine. But really changing it up himself, just being that much greedier this time around. 2-0 lead to play with as well, obviously helps a lot. Now going to drop this barracks down on the low ground 2, so that's going to be certainly not low ground, but on the main base 2, so that's going to be double. Racks, triple CC. I guess you're going to a third racks at some stage here as well. I'd be kind of surprised to see anything too different than that, honestly. As we get ourselves underway. Yeah, a few more Marines just pouring out, and we'll just see these first few units already pressing forward, and that Adept kind of gets caught. Well, Reaper's going to chase it, but I mean, the Shade should be able to get away, right? Grenade? Yeah, Shade just about gets away. I mean, it was kind of close still. A few Marines going to turn back around, go back down to the south side, and the Oracle is going to come through. Continue to go down to the bottom, just going to put another barracks down in the main base. Tech Lab about to be finishing up here, so getting that Tech Lab wrapped up as we drop a Revelation in. And just going to be seeing the couple Marines picking away at the Oracle, and the main orbital going to be finishing in a moment or two as well. There's that Nexus on the third also, a couple of assimilators still coming out, and the Reaper hopping into the main to really try and just get in here and see exactly what's going on. Full scout. He's even going to get a probe kill now, and I believe the Adept is okay. I thought the only Adept was on the high ground, but there was one low ground too, so cleans that up. All the Adepts still fully at home, so they're not here to help with the Oracle harass or anything. So yeah, I mean, obviously that's just been a really nice Reaper. Two Oracles together are going to come in, but like I said, the Adepts are too far away to really come and join. If you run in with 3 Adepts and 2 Oracles at the same time, you really can cause some chaos sometimes, but you know, this is just going to be double Oracle looking for some kills. Turret is almost ready. In the natural, at least. Let's see what these Oracles can find, working their way around the back. Well, takes a missile turret shot before we get an SCV. Trying 2 through SCVs here at least, because that one is low, and so is that one. Actually, going to get up to 5. Now, look what HeroMarine does. He says, I'm not going to waste time chasing Oracles down. I'm just going to go across the map. Because if you have your double Oracle over here, you do not have a defense at home to necessarily hold on against this Marine force. And that's going to be the test. I mean, a battery on the way up on the third base, I believe, to try and see if it can hold on. Force fields are going to be huge in this scenario because that will change a lot of what the Marines can do, where they can fight, and how many of them can fight. Force fields are absolutely dependent. Neeb is absolutely dependent on force fields in this fight right now to be able to be okay. A couple force fields going down already. Yeah, I mean, at the same time, these Marines probably don't really want to commit in because he knows he'll have medevacs up soon, combat shields. So if you can just force some force fields, force some extra units out in case he did commit in, force an earlier battery or two, and then he just backs away and keeps everything alive, I mean, that's also a pretty good victory right there. The Oracles come in for a couple of SCVs. Missile turret is a fire and a storm up onto that Oracle. 5 SCVs going down. Marines actually do commit through. Super battery pops. So we're going to run at the natural, where I guess we're just going to aim for probes. He thought about the main base, and he's going to go for the main. The thing is, as long as Stim's active, you're outrunning these other units. So the further you run before stopping to deal damage, the further ahead you get, basically. S6 SCVs went down the other side, but it's now 12 probes killed, so it really has been pretty good damage done over here as well. Pretty good across the board. I mean, definitely feels like HeroMarine is getting enough out of this. Remember, you know, he was always on 3cc as well, so his economy to start with was just strong. He's killed 16 probes in total and comes out full workers ahead. I mean, he lost 12 SCVs this game, but the 3cc really offset some of the workers that he lost. So then to be able to kill more overall, very good for him. And you know, now he's got an upgrade lead, about to have +1 armor over his opponent, and well, he's got 2 medevacs heading to the main. I'm not sure if Neeb saw that. The 2 Oracles were near enough to it, but there's no real response from Neeb, so this drop into the main base is going to happen. And Neeb is going to focus his full attention on this attack at the front. Well, let's see what happens, because obviously HeroMarine is going to be missing some units on the defense as well. This does work 2 ways. Neeb's out of position, but so is HeroMarine. So HeroMarine will be the first to deal damage, but maybe Neeb can do more damage and overall win the base trade because he has everything together. And it depends how well HeroMarine can do defending his main base. He didn't unpower the units or the structures in the main, which I find surprising because unpowering structures is usually pretty important in these base trades as the workers are really tanking for these bio units to do well. And I'm surprised those Stalkers blinked forward there. I have no idea what he saw in the potential there, as we're just going to have more units walking on this side. Nope. Neeb just gets absolutely shut down, destroyed, and stopped. And that is going to do it, guys. That's just going to be our series, our finals, and HeroMarine just stomping through for the 3-0, as he so often does in these Open Cup Europes. But he played good today. You know, he played some good players.